GMOs result in gay sex. So I did the responsible thing and got a flu shot, because I'm not anti-science. However, I also try my best to be all natural. So I found a place that administers organic, non-GMO flu shots, which are natural and therefore better. And yes, I'm sure they're just as effective. I got it at Jamba Juice. That's right, my flu vaccine was not genetically modified because manipulating the genetics of things is inherently bad and harmful as opposed to useful and advantageous. Forget that virtually all food as we know it today has been transformed by humans over countless generations to suit our wants and needs. Look at this homosexual from the old internet.
Now if you study a well-made banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 ridges. On the close side, 2 ridges. If you get your hand ready to grip a banana, you'll find on the far side there are 3 grooves, on the close side 2 grooves. The banana and the hand are perfectly made one for the other. You'll find the maker of the banana, Almighty God, has made it with a non-slip surface. It has outward indicators of inward contents: green, too early; yellow, just right; black, too late. Now if you go to the top of the banana, you'll find, as with the soda can makers, they placed a tab at the top. So God has placed a tab at the top. When you pull the tab, the contents don't squirt in your face. Notice it has a point at the top for ease of entry. It's just the right shape for the human mouth. It's chewy, easy to digest, and it's even curved toward the face to make the whole process so much easier. Seriously, Kirk, the whole of creation testifies to the genius of God's creative hand. It absolutely does.
Remember when Kirk Cameron was hot and not a Branch Davidian? That Jesus Riri next to him thinks that banana he's holding was perfectly poofed into existence by Yahweh just for us, complete with a pop tab on top and sublime phallic curve terminating at our oral hole. Mother Nature worshipping fruit baskets think basically the same thing. But guess what? This is the piece of crap Mother Nature gave us. Ew. Lame. Big hard seeds. Gross. Not nearly penisy enough. And here's your stinking natural corn. And natural carrots, and natural taters, and natural eggplant, and natural cabbage, and natural ham, and natural chickums, and natural Floridian. And here's what they look like today, thanks to human ingenuity. Corn, carrots, taters, eggplant, cabbage, ham, chickums, Floridian. How did we do this? With artificial selection, i.e. selective breeding, i.e. genetic modification.
This is what humans do. We hybridize plants, either the old-fashioned way, George Washington's tweezers and magnifying glasses, or the modern way with biotechnology.
Did you think all that pretty food just showed up that way in neatly arranged rows across sprawling fields in red states and red parts of blue states? Well, it didn't. It took rakes and hoes and a tractor and hose and a prostitute and a rake and a hooker. It took us. It took Cesar Chavez to give us anaranjados. And he did it by GMOing them. He did. You can ask him. He plays mariachi on Sundays at El Compadre on Sunset, home of the Flaming Margarita, which was also my nickname in college. When homos from the old school began to graduate from hunting and gathering and pestling and marrying 12-year-olds and weaving baskets and impregnating 12-year-olds and started to domesticate shit, started to farm, started to get all agri, they took what mama gave us and made it better, made it more suitable to us, more efficient to grow, higher yielding, more aesthetically pleasing, more penisy, more edible, more tasty. Even more nutritious. Because of GMOs, we humans were on our way to realizing the most rewarding part of food, plating.
And indeed, we all prefer the texture, taste, and nutrients from nominally hybridized crops over the last 10,000 years. And this modern biotechnological way of modifying is just the next thing humans are doing.
Natural good, science bad? Okay, enjoy your weird primordial fruits and vegetables, and hand over your ibuprofen, and no amoxicillin for you when you get strep throat. Go ahead and die from it, nature princess. Oh, and give me your smartphone because I don't think there's an organic TikTok. Because bacteria and viruses are natural, and so are brain-eating amoebas, and so are crab lice, And so are Republicans. People seem to think the story of mankind's emergence in this world is that of a loving mother, nature, tenderly cradling her suckling child, humans, in her generous, swollen bosom until it has imbibed enough of her sweet milk to quench its thirst and venture out into the smiling world of rainbows and unicorns and Reiki and jade eggs. The problem is, Mother Nature isn't a benevolent nurturer. She's a fucking bitch. And I don't like that word, the B word. I don't like to say it. It's sexist and it makes me uncomfortable. It makes me feel midgety. But the fact is, it's apt here.
It's apt.
Apt!
Apt!
The human story is one of endless struggle against dear mother's machinations. Countless generations falling to disease, famine, floods, droughts, wisdom teeth, brain-eating amoebas, or just from giving birth. Wise Mother Nature decided the best way for us to reproduce was for the female to squeeze out a slime-covered spawn through an opening scarcely large enough to handle the task. I've never seen one of these openings, but I hear they're quite small and generally unpleasant. Until modern medicine, this often resulted in death for the mother or child, and it's no wonder the mother died. She was 12! Still, even today, some women choose to forego pain medication or sometimes all medical intervention in the name of being natural. I hope Jamba Juice has an organic rubella vaccine for your home-birthed, uncircumcised, intersex baby. We can't even conceive of what our earliest ancestors had to grapple with in order for us to be alive today. Life itself is a cannibalistic monster surviving only by consuming other life. The trick is not being consumed. And we Homo sapiens have managed to effectively take ourselves out of the food chain. We have emerged as the dominant species on this planet, not just by adapting, but by manipulating and overcoming Mama Nature. By doing this, we went from merely surviving to thriving and enjoying an elevated quality of life on this godforsaken space rock we find ourselves on, which is completely absurd. So Jesus, let's do what we can to mitigate the nonsense. What is agriculture except the manipulation and exploitation of nature? Yet it is the thing that allowed us to feed and sustain dense city centers, allowing culture to flourish. Farming corn gave us the moonwalk. And Banksy, what is medicine except a refusal to submit to the natural order? Thanks to fish oil capsules, we've cured cancer and AIDS.
Genetically modified food has no effect on us. I mean, that is to say, there's no difference between it and organically raised food. This is scientifically provable. Nobody gets sick from it. In fact, people are, in general, they get more food from a given hectare or acre of land. In other words, we affect the ecosystem less because we'll produce more food on less land. That's the upside of genetically modified.
That's 1-4.
When we harnessed Mother Nature, we liberated ourselves from being her bottom bitch. And made her ours. It was a leather harness. The result was carrot sticks, and cream of wheat, and cars, and planes, and antibiotics, and the ability to nuke the fuck out of Japan, and air conditioning, and Rogaine, and Viagra, and AR-15s, and the Taco Bell value menu. And I need 6 hot, 2 mild, and 8 fire. Did you get that? 6 hot, 2 mild, and 8 fire.
8 mild, senor?
No, not 8 mild. 8 fire. Don't you speak English?
Oh.
Just give me my tacos and Mexican pizza and Doritos cheese crunch mush thing.
Okay, Mr. Jefe.
Caesar, is that you?
See, I fire.
You got fired from El Compadre. Why?
Oh, I rape.
They caught you raping the customers.
See.
Well, we knew they weren't sending their best.
See.
Anyway, I need 6 hot, 2 mild, and 8 fire. The point is we won. We beat it. No longer are we slaves to the fundamentals of survival. We don't have to spend every waking hour looking for food or weaving a goddamn basket. We're free to enjoy the finer things in life. And by we, I mean the Western world. By which I mean Americans. By which I mean whites. We now have time to do shit. We can take up hobbies like painting or music or basket weaving. Instead of hunting and gathering, we can watch Netflix all day. Pop into the grocery store for frozen pizza and ice cream in the hopes of shortening our pointless lives just a smidge. And we can watch Netflix because we've discovered and understood and harnessed the laws of physics, electromagnetism, and chi, and meridians, and ectoplasm and stuff. You want to go natural, put on a dumb play like a Neanderthal. Sit around a fire and tell stories and sing songs like a bunch of gays. Speaking of which, because we don't have to worry about the proliferation of the species, as there are plenty of assholes everywhere you look, because of cities, because of agriculture, we can just plain have sex for fun, like a 12-year-old slut, using science to outsmart nature and not get pregnant. Not only that, we can indulge in the very best and most fun kind of sex. Same-sex sex. Oh, yeah.
This is what humans do.
That's a luxury we have afforded ourselves by overpopulating this dumb space rock. Yep, homosexuality is a spoil of human autonomy. And a spoil that's pretty flippin' sweet. I, for one, am grateful. Yes, because of GMOs, we humans have realized the most rewarding part of sex. Plating. Good night and God bless. Oh, here comes a tsunami.
When you're going to have 7.2 billion people become 9.2 billion people, you're going to have to do something to feed them.